Right, you're very welcome to the Salvation Show again. And just to let you know again, could you please subscribe to our YouTube channel? It doesn't cost you anything. Just press the button, subscribe, and check out our Facebook page as well. And Spotify, not forgetting that. Spotify, yes.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, this is a gentleman I've always wanted to meet, play him on the radio.
Sure, I know you this years.
And I know, not you.
Oh.
And I just delighted to welcome him as a guest, Mr. Paul Gantley. Paul, you're very welcome.
Thanks a million.
It's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see the man behind the music.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot because you just released an album.
Yeah.
The Wheels are no big deal. And you wrote all the songs yourself.
Yeah. I wrote all the songs. I got them produced in Abilene Studios. Eric Sharp and Fran McDermott and Mary, my sister, sang them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you play piano.
I play piano with me as well.
And how long are you playing piano?
Since I was 9.
9. I believe you just picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was a keyboard just sitting in the corner. I was playing violin actually as well. And I was learning the violin. And I got all honours in that. But there was a keyboard just sitting in the corner and I'll give it a go. And I started playing. The first song I ever played was It's You, It's You, It's You, Dolan Dolan.
Oh.
And my dad was outside and he came in and he thought it was the radio. It was actually me.
Brilliant.
It was actually me, yeah.
That was
and that's a gift, isn't it?
That's a gift. Pick it, just to pick it up. And it is a very hard instrument to play a piano.
Yeah, well, depends on the level you want to be at, If you want to be at John, good luck to you.
And when did you start?
Plenty of practice there.
Yeah, when did you start writing?
When I was 16.
When you were 16?
Yeah.
So you started writing last year?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, yes.
Can you remember your first lyric, Paul?
My first lyric was Without You. Here I am on my own. That was the first lyric, I ever wrote,
Brilliant.
And it just came to me. It was after my mother died.
Now there's a muse. There's an impetus.
Yeah.
And
I did take it quite badly now,
Of course,
I wasn't probably eating right. I wasn't sleeping properly. I was all over the place. But this day I just went up to my keyboard and literally I was messing with a cover version actually. And I came across this chord and went, oh, that's nice. And I just started playing this thing and then I just started singing over. And that was Without You.
Incredible.
That was the title, Without You.
Yeah.
And is that recorded?
Yep, it's on the album.
That's on the album?
That's on the album, yeah. It's the last song on the album.
And then
it's the first song I ever wrote, but it's the last song on the album, yeah.
What do we talk here?
There was another song your Sister Mary had, was The Chair.
Yes.
Which would be something similar, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. A beautiful song.
Yeah.
2 beautiful songs about it. Now, Paul, you suffer with spina bifida.
Yeah.
And it amazes me that you've gone to do what you want to do. Now, you've gone through a lot with your disability over the years. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, well, I have spina bifida hydrocephalus. Now, spina bifida is the bone of the spine. It's basically split. And I'm just born with that. Now, they could have operated on that, but they decided not to put me through the whole thing. Now, I have a shunt as well. That's the hydrocephalus. That's where there's fluid on the head. It's not on the brain, but it's just on the head. If anyone could explain that better than me. But it's on the head anyway, and the shunt prevents me from getting sick and stuff like that,
Are the shunts built in?
They're put in there.
They drain.
Yeah. They goes from here to the stomach.
So it drains off.
Yeah. So it just, when I was younger, I was getting sick a lot. So to put the shunt in and...
A vast improvement.
Yeah, vast
But
improvement.
it hasn't stopped you.
No.
It hasn't impeded you.
No.
And does it colour your music and your lyric? You're right. People write about what they know about, their emotions from where they are in their existence.
Yeah. Does
that feed a lot of your artistry?
I haven't really written about the health end of things at all.
No, but okay, yeah.
But I have written songs. There's 2 songs in the album, or is there 1?
I just love the title of the album.
There's 2. Oh, there's 2 actually. Stereotypes and Happy When I'm Alive.
Yeah.
Stereotypes is very much about that.
Yeah.
The stereotype. We're in the wheelchair. We have a disability.
Yeah.
And that's where it stops. But that's not where it stops.
It's not.
It's not where it stops. It's people with disability they shouldn't let the stereotype idea smother them. If you feel like you want to do something, you go and do it.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, sure, I have a great support system behind me there with Mary and me dad and Chris. And even the dogs.
Yeah.
They're a great support system, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Titan doesn't let me away with anything.
But apart from your disability, you had a kidney transplant as well.
I had a kidney transplant in 2015, yeah. I had a kidney for 31 years. And I was 27 when I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. But I was told I probably had it anyway. But they said to me, at this point now, Paul, it's not a matter of if the kidney's going to fail, it's a matter of when. You know, so it did. It failed when I was 31. And I have the kidney when I got the kidney in 2015. So I was 36 when I got the kidney. Yeah. So
and all's good?
Working brilliant.
Excellent.
It works on creatinine. And the higher the creatinine is, the better. The worse. The worse your kidney is, the higher the creatinine is. So, you know, you're always hoping it's under 100 or 120, 150. They're happy enough. You know, mine is 97. Still. 8 years later, mine is 97. So that's
brilliant.
Great. Absolutely brilliant.
Well done.
So Alvaro was saying there about your album,
Yes.
which, as you say, stereotyping and all that. But I love the title of the album.
Yeah.
The Wheels are no big deal.
It was Mary actually up there.
Was it?
Yeah, we were in the studio one day and we were walking away and Mary goes, the wheels are no big deal. And we all just went, yes. Myself, Eric and Fran just went, yes.
Thank God she didn't say I'm away for a Danish.
But yeah, so Mary gets the credit for that. But yeah, that was great. But I had this idea for a picture, which was the piano and the wheels on the piano. It doesn't make much difference.
It's brilliant.
You know,
Keyboard's still there.
the piano is there. All you need to know is how to get onto it,
Yeah.
how to get into it. I just drive under it, and I'm on there. You know. Now the pedals, I can't use the pedals, obviously, but you do that with the hands.
Oh yeah,
you
you can do that with your hands. It's just slowly. But I seen a video of you. Is it with Marty Whelan?
Yes,
And what was that for?
that was open house in 2000, year 2000.
How did you find him?
Brilliant. I found him great.
I worked with Marty. He's just, for me, a gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
And I listen to him on Lyric FM. He makes me giggle a lot. But he's a gentleman, isn't he? He's a lovely.
I find him a lovely fella, yeah.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Open house. How can we find that now? Can I get that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Open house. You can get it. It's on Facebook. The video's on Facebook, yeah.
I'm going to have a Google at that.
I did it with Denise O'Rourke. She sang the song. She sang without you, actually. We went up and did it and got on and had great crack with him. I was getting ready and he came in to meet me when I was getting ready and he was all chat. You know, the two of us just clicked.
Brilliant.
So then I wasn't even meant to do an interview. And he goes, right, we're doing it. He said, I don't care what we're doing. Paul has been interviewed. So I was like, okay.
Brilliant.
So we did the interview and it was great. Just great crack.
I watched it one evening and it was very, very good. Isn't it great, the big grand piano?
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
Oh, it's especially, it's even coming from a musician. If somebody hands you a guitar, that's really unbelievable. You know, you're sitting going, oh my God.
Yeah, but like I worked in the sound shop for 17 years.
Yeah.
And you were listening to all these different sounds, you know, of guitars. And I remember Gary was playing, he played two different guitars once, and he played a Martin guitar and he played a Crafter. And I was sitting there going, Gary, I love the sound of that. What's that? That's the Crafter. And like the Crafter was only worth 600 quid.
Yeah.
The Martin was 4,000.
Martin is 4,000.
Wow. You know?
And the same happens with Fender. Now, I would be a Fender-holic. All my guitars over the years, even though I'm on the bass now, I'll have a tack of mine that's sitting up there somewhere. But when Fender came out with a cheaper guitar, which was a Squire,
Yes.
an awful lot of the top guitar players changed the neck of the Squire onto the Fender body, the Strat body. So it was that good.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a difference here and there. And a lot of people, like I use a Takamine, but a lot of people would rather a Tanglewood, which is a cheaper guitar.
Yeah.
You know, but then that's me. I think that one's later. But when you started doing the music, why did you not sing on your album? Why did you ask Mary to sing?
Confidence, I suppose, was one thing. But I had an operation on my pyrothyroid gland. So the voice wasn't as good. Like, basically, when I was singing, I kind of would struggle. I'd have to reach nearly for notes, you know. Stop and breathe and reach. You know what I mean? Because I had the operation.
Yeah.
But that's healed up now. And I'm
Yeah, because I heard you, Fellow Man, your new single.
fellow man, yeah.
And you're singing on that.
Yeah.
And I was so delighted because when I seen Fellow Man, we played it one morning. And I played it before, the evening before. And I said,
Singing I had
great.
you to sing. And yeah.
Yeah.
I said it's great.
Apologies about that.
Great. It's great. It's great to hear you saying this. Now you get Mary to get everything, you know.
I like the way you kept that story because Mary's over there with a hammer looking at you saying, tell that's the reason why I'm singing in the album. Not because I made you.
But you came up with something there, Paul, which is right. You know, if people put down when they see you on a wheelchair, stereotype, and all the other things like being gay and this and stereotype.
Constant, yeah.
You know, but as you said, you had it in your head, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and you done it. Do you know what I mean? Like, as they say, there's the wheels are no big deals, and so obstacles. There was no obstacles in your way. I'm a songwriter. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I'm going to write this album.
But you knew that. I think what you're getting at is how other people view you and how other people's stereotypes may, if you weren't the person you are, allow you to shape your own life according to their view of you.
Yeah.
That's
I was asked that question on the podcast I did in Canada. I was asked about, like, when did I become a voice for disability? You know, I'm not really a voice for disability. I'm just a songwriter who happens to have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we need to get. That's the language we need to use.
Yes.
It's not
you're right.
I'm a voice for disability.
Yeah.
I'm a songwriter who just happens to have. There's authors who just happens to have. Siobhan Bongovan.
Yeah.
She's doing unbelievable at the minute. She's 2 books.
Yeah.
And she's 1 book out now. She's a new book out now. And she's doing unreal with it. She was on FM 104. But
Yeah. Isn't it incredible that, you know, that
I Smile Back, the book is called. Yeah, I Smile Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is incredible, you know, and I remember years ago, people would have thought that people with a disability wouldn't be able to write music or do
Or anything.
Or
the
do
limitations
anything,
set upon you.
Well,
But I love what you've just said there. Is that, you know, you don't let that define you. You're a musician that happens to have this condition.
That's actually the lyric of Stereotypes. Stereotypes will never define who I am.
You know,
Yeah.
So your music is on your own strength, the merit of your musicality.
Yeah.
Not, aren't you doing well? Sure, look at Paul. Sure, isn't he great?
And that's
And
what I
that
want people
defines
to
your
do.
ability.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to do with the album as well. I don't want people to go, oh, God, love, isn't that great? Do you know what I mean? Oh, should we listen to that? I want people to go, that music is really good, or that music is, no.
Regardless.
Yeah.
You know, it's the music
Yeah.
I want people
Regardless of the person behind the mic.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's lovely that people are maybe a little bit touched or inspired by what I'm doing. That's great. But I also want people to listen to the music and go, that music is good.
Yeah.
Or that music is not,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, there's no doubt that you're inspirational. But I understand what you're saying.
Like, I'm not putting a gun to anybody's head to listen to it. You know what I mean?
But then again,
up to them, you know.
But then again, I'm sure people with disability would look and say,
Encouraging.
if Paul can do it, I can.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what I want.
That's the hope, yeah.
That's where your advocacy comes in.
yeah.
That's where your image comes in.
Yeah.
You know, as a musician who happens to have spina bifida.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's marvelous, really.
And before you wrote your songs, who would have influenced you apart from Mary in music? Like, who would
Is she over there with a hammer again?
She's over. If you know, like,
I have to get home.
who would you have,
Stay here, son.
who would you
Right.
have listened to? You know, who was the favorite star or artist?
Probably when I was younger, Elton John. You know,
Not a bad influence.
I loved his style of playing. Like, I love the way you hear him doing a gig sometimes, and you nearly could tell the band to go home. He's just walking away with the piano.
own,
You know what I mean? He's filling the whole thing up with the piano anyway.
Yeah.
The band is just doing a bit in the background. I love that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to kind of do that, and I can kind of do that. Nowhere near his level, but I can play
Surprised?
few different instruments with the piano. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they actually said that one time he was talking in an interview that someone said he was going to learn the piano, and because he had very small hands,
Yeah.
they said he'd never be able to manage it, but he did.
He did,
You know, as the same.
and by God, did he do that?
Oh yeah, it's
I
the
have
same.
piano fingers.
Yeah.
You have lovely long fingers. You'll play the piano. Or
Oh,
shoplift.
they used to say that shoplifting. You used to say that years ago. You know that. You know, you'd if you had long fingers, you'd be
piano
a
fingers.
fantastic piano player. But then I ended up shoplifting.
Yeah.
But apart from your violin and your piano, have you mastered any other instruments?
No.
Is there one you would like to master?
I played the guitar for a little bit, but I didn't do anything with it at all.
Wouldn't
But
be,
no. You know.
And what
one or
is
two
your
chords.
favourite instrument apart from the piano?
What is my favourite instrument? Probably the violin, actually. The great love. I love the sound of the violin. You know?
Yeah. What was your favourite instrument be?
Triangle. Cheese.
Right. Well,
No,
No, I love the violin.
Yeah.
I love the violin.
no, I played bass. I was a drummer originally.
Are you keyboard as well?
No, I was the one button.
Oh.
I'm playing now acoustic at the moment. But you know what my favourite instrument is?
go for it.
A cello. I love the sound of a cello.
So that's a middle violin. Big violin.
Yeah.
Big
I
violin.
never get it under his chin, but
You wouldn't know.
No.
but I just love the sound of a cello. There's something about it.
Well, it's the other voice. For string instruments, certainly the violin and the cello is the other.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear a vocal duet with a string instrument. You can't with percussion. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Oh, you can.
Can you go and tell
Yeah.
us?
You hit one drum and someone hit another drum. That's,
No, but I'm talking about vocally.
Oh.
So if you can match a vocal range with the violin on almost on a phonic.
I remember someone says to me,
Collective.
You do that regularly, Alvar.
I do.
I remember someone said to me, did you ever try the double bass? I said, I can't try the single one at the moment. But is there
a double bass.
anything double dum?
The big one, yeah. That's a big violin.
You always describe it like we
violin,
were coming down in the car and he's after getting a new blind for the window.
Yeah.
And his wife was on the phone and she says, and what is it like? Well, it's a bit that size.
So you can't see it.
But I think all musicians do that anyway. Because when you're explaining something, you're moving your fingers.
Oh yeah.
If I'm explaining to someone I'm playing in the car to see, I think we all do that.
That's right. Hands going and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the hands have to be the going. But what would you hope to achieve? I mean, you've achieved with the album and that. Would you like to do a gig, a concert?
I did a gig actually a couple of months ago.
Oh, really?
I did a gig in February. Was it February? I think it was February. I did a gig for Breaking the Mold.
I've seen that.
yeah.
I've seen on video, yeah.
In the Highlands Art Gallery in Drogheda. Now that was brilliant, like, to do, you know, because again it was promoting disability yet again, you know, and it's great to see that artists. And I went into that thinking, right, I myself was going and thinking, right, these are pictures that are drawn,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. No, it was as good as any art you would see in any gallery anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal,
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, that goes back to thinking again, you know, that we're going to see art by people with disabilities.
Even I'm guilty of that. You know what I mean? And how wrong was I?
But it's almost like a caveat. You know, don't expect too much. God love them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you've art and what you've achieved with your music, and it's a very silly thing, but I'm sure that a lot, like, I'm not going to say if I was disabled, I would go by what you're doing. I mean, a lot of people out there, we used to have a show on the radio called Ability Focus.
Yes.
And what it was people with disabilities come in. We wanted to talk to them about what they were doing during the day. There was actually, where was it? In the Faroes. He had Down syndrome. He was one of the cleaners. But he done something, you know, he got up and done something with his life.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other people that done something, you know. So you can nearly say that Paul Gantley has a focus on ability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get out. But what I mean in the sense of
You
a
just want to be
gig.
the same as everybody. You don't want to be different, you know?
Yeah. What I mean, the sense of a gig. Would you do a concert type gig or a pub gig? Would you be fit for it?
I did a few pub gigs. I don't think I would, you know, to be honest. I don't think because you don't know from one day to the next how you're going to feel, basically.
exactly.
You know, and you pay a venue to put on a big gig. You're going to put on this big gig. The next thing, oh wait, no, you're sick. You can't. Or
No, I know what you mean.
you have a hospital appointment and you can't cancel it, or maybe you've been rushed to hospital for something. You can't plan that far ahead. You know what I mean?
There's something like that happening now with that singer Lewis Capaldi.
Poor Lewis, yeah.
Yeah.
At was it
Yeah.
Glastonbury?
Glastonbury, that was sad.
He took a very big Tourette's attack.
Yeah.
That his fan base, and people would know generally that you have Tourette's, and there's no, it doesn't make an appointment. It arrives. But he had a particularly bad spasm.
Yeah.
And is now going to retire. Well, take a back seat for a year.
Yeah.
Well, he said that initially because he was probably just so shocked by the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that itself is very insidious because it just arrives, where Paul is managing and living,
Yeah.
and doing what you need to do,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
still, there are things that can just arrive on me. Stomach problems and
what we just talked about. Like you could book a gig, book the venue, but is there any way of having, Mary on standby or other artists on standby, that if that were to happen, the night wasn't lost? That by your absence, even though you weren't there, and you might be headlining, that the venue would still hold a gig, and the people there wouldn't be out of pocket or wouldn't be upset.
Yeah,
of course.
Well, I mean, the album would still probably go ahead. Like,
yes,
because it's a band. Like it's Mary and it's Eric Sharp guitar and Fran on bass and Fran on drums, Darren on bass. It's and Eric on some of the bass as well. But you would still get the gig out of it.
That's but sure. Even if there was a gig, as you said, there were things that happened that you might have to go to hospital or you mightn't feel too well. But there could be a gig organised that you do a spot.
I was just thinking, how many times has Elton John cancelled? There's your motivation.
Well, there's Lewis Capaldi.
There's your influence now, Paul.
Lewis Capaldi. I mean, a year. He's out for a year.
Yeah.
But he will be back.
With the help of God.
I remember someone saying, no, I only seen it on what happened. And someone said, so why the fucking hell did he not go on? And he had a severely. Because it's when he was going out that happened.
Yeah.
The crowd were singing his songs and were very supportive because they know.
Yeah.
They could recognize it, which was great. It was a wonderful thing to see that support, but he was overwhelmed.
But fair play to him for even being there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, like with that again, with Tourette's syndrome, like I mean, I don't know if I can handle it. Having Tourette's syndrome and not knowing if I was going to go on the stage and it was all going to go wrong.
Yeah.
That's nerve-wracking. And he did it.
Yeah,
he
fair
did.
play.
So fair play to him as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we need more of that.
Yeah, a lot of people would laugh at Tourette's.
Yeah.
People with Tourette's laugh at Tourette's.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's only one way to handle it because it can be very...
Yeah, I know that. But when you walk out, especially with thousands of people, it's a sort of thing you don't want.
No, absolutely not.
You don't want that sort of a thing.
But can you imagine if they hadn't known his condition?
Yeah.
What would they have thought? My daughter accused me of having it, particularly when I'm doing a bit of housework or DIY.
I've seen it. But it's true what the audience done with your man. Lewis.
Yes.
They supported him. Imagine what your audience is doing now, thinking, well, that's a great album. This is it. We're going to buy it. So it's not, they're buying it for what you are, for a musician, and they're looking at what songs you're writing and all that, which is unbelievable. It's an unbelievable album.
Thanks,
but apart from writing about the stereotype and I am me and all this, and but
who I am,
who am I, bereavement and that. What other topics would come into your head if you were writing a song? Would you write about everyday life or me and him?
I might write a song about you, Paddy. I just couldn't.
Change the names.
A horse with no name.
Leave it with me.
Is there a title that comes to mind for the pair of them?
No.
As I say, leave it with me. I'll get back to it.
Bill and Ben.
I'll send it to you, and you'll be the first to play it.
That I certainly will. But
it won't be produced right now. You'll just have to do something better.
Just as they say it raw.
Yeah.
Throw it in raw. But what other topics would you?
You just wouldn't know what could come into my head. Well, I've done the album now, and Fellow Man, that was the song I always wanted to write as well.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of about the stereotypes as well, But it's about not judging the person for what they look.
Yeah.
There's plenty they can do, and they have a lot of love. People with disability have a lot of love.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of love, and
100%.
if a guy fancies a girl or a girl fancies a guy, don't just brush that off as, all right, yeah, that's cute. Do you know what I mean? Because it mightn't actually be. Do you know what I mean?
It's true. And what is the future? What has musically?
Musically.
Is there another album in there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm working on another one.
Already?
Yes.
It's brilliant.
I'm working on another one, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm looking
Hopefully
forward to that. There's a lot. And
there's a guy actually, Canada, Danny Lamb. That's who I wrote Fellow Man for. He wants me to do a live stream in Canada. It was a world live stream, a Song City. And we did it. And I wrote Fellow Man for that in 2020.
And is Danny disabled as well?
Yeah, he's spine buffet as well. But he is focusing on what we can do. He's not focusing on what we can't.
Exactly.
He's focused on what we can do. And this is what he's trying to promote. He's trying to promote people, songwriters, authors, all that kind of stuff. So we did this live stream in 2020. And so he said to me then, he said, Paul, do you want to release Fellow Man as a single? I was like, yeah, definitely. So he helped me with all that. He did all the bits and pieces. And then Dave Deemore came in at the end and done another bit. Done a little bit of, fixing it up and sending it to radio stations for me and stuff. So, so that was that. But, so
that's
he was
with Canada. That's the podcast you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the Push.
Right.
Push podcast. The Push People United for people with spine bifid and hydrocephalus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
P.U.S.H. So he wants to do a gig as well. He wants to do a big gig with all people from around the world. So hopefully I'll be on that, and hopefully we'll get a venue. If anybody's interested in doing it, we'll do it.
I'll say it'll have to be a big venue.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
Good. Well, Ablefest was done in Causey Farm there recently, so it'll be something similar to that, I presume,
Is that the barn dance? There was a barn dance on there, wasn't there? There was a hell of a big barn. Yeah, it'd be a great place. I think it's in Castlebellion.
No, this is in Kells.
Kells, isn't it?
Yeah.
But was there not one on there the weekend? I seen a video of it. Massive. Right. I just seen, thanks to all the people at Castlebellion. It's a great venue.
All right.
We don't bother putting up a rig there. I have a few friends.
Good man, Paddy. Good man.
And I might even do a spot.
That's recorded now. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's recorded.
Myself and Mary will do a duet.
What will you do? Islands in the stream.
Islands in the cream.
And are you going to play Dolly?
What?
Hey, play Dolly.
I don't care. I'm easy. See that? Stereotyping again.
Exactly.
We can get him to do that. We can put blonde wig on you.
Oh, he will. Oh, he done the famous Ugly Sisters in pantomime. Did you not recognise him straight away?
I didn't need much makeup either.
No.
As someone pointed out, that was a few years ago. I think, and from listening to you, and it's imperative to understand that you mustn't lose the humanity in somebody, the ability, the humanity. What you can do, it's not what you cannot do.
Yeah, we all know what we can't do.
Yeah, and the view that people would have upon you, and not allowing you romantically or whatever to have humanity.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about.
Yes,
it's looking
we're all
at
human
the
at the end of
human,
the day. Yeah,
not so much the condition.
Yeah.
You know, be wary of it.
Yeah,
you be respectful of
it.
It
has its trials. It has,
of course.
But you
don't need any more tribulation. You know what I mean? You just need to remember the humanity.
Yeah,
remember the human.
When you take on somebody with a disability, you're taking on a lot.
Of course you are, but
you're also taking on a lot of goodness as well.
Yeah. But you see, a lot of people don't see the goodness.
Yeah, and maybe a lot of goodness that is not as wrapped up in the whole commercial life as other people might be.
Yeah. But I think it's happening now with people with disabilities, especially entertainers and that. There's a lot of them coming on stream on television and all that.
It's great. It's great to watch.
Oh, it's brilliant to see.
It's great to watch. It's great to see. Yeah.
There was a chap on, is it Britain's Got Talent? He had cerebral palsy,
Yeah.
and he was a comedian. He's very,
Oh, I
very,
saw that, yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very funny.
Yeah.
See,
And
that
you'd
was the
also
chap from
like to
Mead,
think-
no?
Ah,
Was he the chap from Mead, no?
I think he was.
I can't remember. I remember
Can't
seeing
remember, but I remember him coming
He was
on.
Irish.
But
anyway.
you're always worried that you'd like to think he's there on merit, not just for brownie
His
points for the
sympathy.
network.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you always dice with that.
Yeah.
You know, you always dice with that. That it's for merit, and
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Yeah.
Not just figures.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what we have to
Exactly.
remember.
Exactly. Yeah. He came third, I think. He came third.
The comedian
Yeah.
we saw the other night. So
What was her name? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh,
She's
she?
a sit down comedian. She calls herself.
yeah,
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
for
from-
God's sake, it's just gone out of my head.
Yeah.
She was brilliant.
She was
She
great.
was the mainliner. She was the main act. And she was disarmingly good. Again, she used where she was physically in her comedy brilliantly. But you weren't laughing because you were laughing because she was funny.
Yeah.
And she had a great turn of, what's her bloody name? God, this half-timers I have. But she was excellent. Thanks, Scotty, for reminding us.
Yeah.
And this girl had spina bifida and was talking about her life.
Where was she playing?
Right.
Where was she playing?
The Tipsy Cow.
Tipsy Cow.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, really good comedian. And then she was subsequently on.
He's looking it up now. He's looking
yeah, having a Google.
He's a researcher as
He's
well
researcher.
as producer.
She was on R&DM then afterwards.
Yeah, now the Tipsy
Talking
Cow
about-
is here at the dock. Mary playing it a couple of times.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely? It's very nice.
I think Mary just inadvertently got herself out of the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's what she does.
Oh,
What
Mary.
about Miss Keane,
Miss Keane, yes.
your friend
Lorraine.
Lorraine Keane?
Legend that
The
is Lorraine.
presenter.
Yeah,
Did you?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know
You
Lorraine.
didn't, Mary?
I know Lorraine's dad from the
Yes.
Indians.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
he's a piano player in the
Yeah.
which he's been
So
associated.
tell me about Lorraine Keane and yourself.
I added her. I said this to her above and fast relief, and she was standing when I said it to her, and she literally just bent into it with the laugh, like, you know. I said to her, I says, "Right, I added you as your one off the telly. I love
That's
you.
your one.
I love you to bits now. I just love you to bits.
Yeah.
So she's great. Oh, she's a great friend.
She's
Great friend.
lovely friend.
And
Gorgeous human. Yeah.
how'd your paths cross?
I just added her. I just seen her with 12 mutual friends, and I thought, go on, I'll see, you know. Because I always called her. I remember we had a conversation long before I was on social media, even. And myself and my uncle and a few of them were talking about who was the queen of television, like. And I just went, nah, it's Lorraine Keane, obviously. Hello.
Expose.
You know,
TV3.
she's fabulous. You know.
Wasn't she one of TV3's
Yeah,
first
that-
stars?
that
Yes.
she started.
Yeah.
She was, yeah.
And did she move somewhere and came back?
She went to Sky.
No, but physically moved the country. Did she move out of Ireland?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
She could have, well, she was working for Sky, so she could have done.
Yeah, she could have won. She could have been.
I don't know.
Centre. A few of them left
She'll tell me.
TV3 and went to Sky.
Yeah. That's
Virgin
right.
Media now. But you'd have to leave the change into Virgin Media anyway.
But yeah, she's
Jesus.
She's great.
Was
That
there.
was bottom of the barrel.
She's.
Don't you dare! The stuff you show me on telly.
Anyway,
on your
Paul, I was
screen.
saying,
Sorry, Paul.
while the two children are fighting here. Yeah.
these are at cities.
We'll be put outside next, will you see?
I'll put you aside.
Thanks very much, Paul.
All right. But we were talking about
You have to second the paddy.
about the comedians and all that. Do you ever make fun of your disability when people are around?
Well, I was actually going to say there that if the music career doesn't work out, I can be a sit-down comedian as well. You know,
Yeah. I feel sometimes, and you use it brilliantly, but sometimes comedy can be such a disarming thing.
Oh,
To break the ice or to lower temperatures or just create a space where you say, right, lads, come on, stop looking at me. Ask the question if you want to ask the question and move
exactly.
on.
Yeah.
well, I did that a few times when I was in a shop and children would come up to me and they'd go, "Why are you okay?" You know, and the parent would go, "Oh, come here, come back," you know. And
Yeah,
I go,
yeah.
No, it's grand. And I'd tell the child all about what was going on, you know.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then they just go off, you know. But they
Yeah.
were happy then, they knew.
That's. I think that's a great thing to do because an awful lot of, especially when the parents say, "No, come here," you know.
Well, they're embarrassed because they think Paul might be embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's the point. And oddly enough, that creates a reverse stigma. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's someone that another stereotype people would say Lorraine Keane is, do you know who I am? She's ever so this or that.
Yeah.
She's anything but. She's a gorgeous person. She loves to chat.
Lovely person.
Yeah.
And there's some great photographs of you and her.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent photographs.
Cora.
Yeah. That was a horse race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fashion Relief was up at her event that she has. www.fashionrelief.ie if anyone wants to donate clothes they don't want.
Yeah.
Just check it out.
They're off the peg.
No, this is from Mother Care.
It's
She's going to hear this, lads. You do realise it, yeah?
we don't.
She's going to be tagged in it and everything. Like
She is. She's a lovely person. I always liked her on TV3.
Expose.
That's what people say to me.
Expose.
I just say to people like, she's lovely. And people just say to me, Paul, you know what? You know that by even looking at her on the television. She's lovely.
She has. She's got a lovely presence.
Yeah.
You know, she's very, very good. And our dad, very famous, of course, played with the keyboards of the Indians for years. I think they broke up now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Big Chief.
They're retired, I think.
No, that's a different band.
Oh, is
They're
it?
retired now.
Chief not from the Indians.
No, the Big Chief is from the Apaches. Different tribe.
Sorry, I got you. I always thought he was from the Indians.
No, there was
I suppose it's a fair enough mistake to make, isn't it?
is it Sitting Bull was the lead singer with the Indians.
We're going to go through the whole Sioux
I think
Nation,
so.
are we?
Yeah.
If we're having custard, I'll have rhubarb with it.
They're close to the room.
General custard.
All right, no, gone.
Well, that
Too
could be
young, so young.
close to the rhubarb. That could be Big Chief. No, you know what? Anyway.
Oh,
Is General Custer not the Monopoly guy?
Huh?
Or am I thinking of something else?
I think he's on drugs again.
yeah, I think so. I
Again?
think he's at them again. He was on Googling them.
Have you led anybody?
Yes.
There was, of course, the
No.
Battle of Little Bighorn.
We don't condone this. Just carry on.
If you're Googling that, you want to be very careful what you're typing in, by the way.
No, the Battle of Little Bighorn. Of course, you heard it all about Custer, but he wanted
His last stand.
he wanted a monument.
Was he American?
Yeah, he was an American Yankee,
Okay.
wasn't he? He wanted a monument done that describes what happened that day. And this guy done it, and they were unveiling it. And it was Custer with the blonde hair like this. And he had a fish in his hand with a halo on it. And lots of people having sex. And your man says, what the hell is that? He says, that shows you what happened that day. He says, but what does it mean? He says, holy mackerel, I'm surrounded by fucking Indians.
Right, we'll be adding that bit out anyway. Yes.
Oh no, that says
You
it.
got there just before me. Holy mother. Lorraine, I'm very sorry.
But it is a podcast. You can say what
Yeah,
you
you can
want.
say what you want.
You can't say that. Lorraine Keane's listening.
I know, but you can skip it.
Yeah, but think about
I didn't say
Edit.
I
Come
didn't,
on, there was only a statue.
I didn't even know what he was going to say there. I'm just.
Thanks for
disgusted.
it. Says here, say that.
Well, some people would get offended if you called a band the Indians.
This is very true.
Yes.
What was it in
Or not the
America?
Apaches.
We live in
The
a very
Americans change their
politically
names.
correct society these days. Yeah.
They're changing sports team names.
Yeah, well, yeah. So there was one of the Indians. They changed the name.
Washington Redskins.
The Red.
That was
Redskins.
changed.
And the baseball team, the Cleveland Indians, are now the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, fair enough. And the Redskins?
The Redskins are now the
Suntanned.
Commanders.
But they understand
Isn't
that,
it?
maybe.
And, they do it
Yeah.
in Texas and the high schools. They've changed all the names away from all the Confederate generals. And things.
That I can understand. I can commemorate something you've lost so
Strange.
badly. It's very, very queer. We say that.
Yeah, you can
That's
say
a lot,
that.
so
But
we might
there's
need to edit that.
a lot of things like you can't spend a penny anymore. You have the euro net.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes. Do you find
With that, we've run out of time.
And it's
Unhappy.
€2 with inflation.
what?
And it's €2 now because of inflation.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's freaking right. Paul,
Yes.
your future now, apart in music,
Yes.
you have a new album coming.
Yeah, well,
was.
I mean, it's nothing signed, sealed, and delivered yet, but
Have you written anything for it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put Fellow Man probably will be on it, you know,
Yeah.
and I have a few other songs that I wrote that I'll be putting on it as well. Yeah, so yeah.
Many songs would you write? We take a day. You're going to write down. Would you write 1, 2, 3?
I don't plan to write a song. It has to hit me. Something has to hit me, and then I go, oh wow, yeah, bang.
A lyric or a chord, or does it matter?
Either,
A line.
Either.
A line.
either more so, probably more so now. A lyric.
Right.
I find a lyric, you know, but years ago, probably when I was listening to music like Elton John would say, or ABBA. And ABBA are all about their chord progressions and everything else.
Yeah.
I come up with a chord progression when I'd be playing and I go, oh, and I'd start reading with that. But I think now it's more about lyric now. For some reason.
If you heard a word, you could base something around it, or something that was done.
There's days I'm going around and there's conversations and nearly every word in the conversation is a song. They're all coming into my head and I'm like, how many hours in the day do I have to write all these songs? Like, you know?
It's incredible. But as a musician, do you know that you have the major chords from A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
Yes.
There's an actual H chord.
Right.
There you go.
So the heaven chord.
There is a H chord.
The heaven chord. This is the holy chord.
It's actually in an ABBA song. Because
I'm not surprised. They
in Sweden,
could even have a Z chord or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
in Sweden, there's one of the chords from A to G is done in a H, and that's what the H comes out of. Whenever is in the language, the Swedish language, that we say that A, B, C, we say C could be known as a H, and that's the only way you can decipher that there is a H chord. But it's not an actual chord. It could be a C chord or an F chord. But it is down on the sheet music as H.
BACH.
Yeah.
The tunes is the not B, the not A, the not C, and whatever H is in German.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's the not.
See, I learned.
Alvaro understands completely. I can tell.
Him.
And so do I.
Dyslexic.
And so do I. I
All I got was back.
completely understand that.
So Perry is in it. So ABBA and Elton John.
Yes. Yeah.
That's two good songwriters. Like
For completely different reasons,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you had 3 albums to take with you on a desert island,
That's an excellent.
if you had 3,
Excellent.
say piano focus, or what, it doesn't even have to do with piano. If you had 3 albums to take with you,
Strangely enough, I don't really listen to music. It's not mad.
okay.
I just, whenever I hear a song or, you know, or if there's something on I might want to watch, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
but I don't really listen
Like
to music.
you wouldn't collect albums. And
No, I don't know. I'm more about creating my own thing. You know?
It's brilliant.
I'm more about me. I was always the same. My mother had me that way, I think. About your own entertainment. Like, we'd be playing cards in the house or
Yeah.
some nonsense like this. It was never sitting watching television or much, you know, or that. You know, it was always
Right,
cards or
That's-
3 movies.
characters or
Yeah.
If you were to take 3 movies
three movies.
to an island, and you had only 3 CDs or DVDs, and you had a player, would you only take 3? Can you think of 3?
I think one would probably be White Chicks for the crack.
okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
White Chicks, that's great.
White chicks, that's a laugh.
Very funny
Yeah.
film. Very funny film.
So that's your comedy.
That'd
Do
be
you have
one.
a historical one or a dramatic one or
I remember liking the Sixth Sense. That's very good.
Very good. I like
That's
that.
a very good film.
Yeah, I
that.
like that movie.
I went with the first 5 minutes she had it. Incredibly boring for her. Seriously, I said, well, just go home now. I'll tell you the end. And a third?
The Shawshank Redemption. Probably
All
as well.
right.
Okay.
I think everyone.
That's a hell of a collection. The White Chicks,
Yeah.
Sixth Sense, and the Shawshank Redemption.
Eclectic.
Brilliant.
If you had 3 to bring,
And the
Carry on camping, carry on behind, carry on to your convenience.
Castaway.
And
I
you're
don't know,
forgetting
there's just too many.
you're forgetting
Debbie
the
does tell
Blockbuster.
us one.
No, but that's
Debbie
fair.
does. What? Sorry.
My favorite movie is definitely it's a Fellini film called Amarcord. It's an Italian movie made
We
in
were
the 70s.
just talking about that.
Amarcord.
Amarcord.
Made in the 70s, set in the
H
30s.
card.
Fascist Italy. It's very funny. I love it. It's very funny.
And you're forgetting the Blockbuster.
Which
What's the
one?
Blockbuster?
Carry On the Dog of Emma, Paddy Mac.
Oh,
and
yes.
Barrow.
And there's some carry on now.
I tell you what, that's the Blockbuster there.
There you go. See, I told you.
I told you.
But Are we going to go for the quiz?
Yeah, do you want to do the quiz?
What quiz?
Yeah.
What quiz? I'm not informed.
All that happens here, Paul, is Chris is going to ask you questions for a minute. They're just everyday,
Random.
simple questions, and you just have to answer them. And
We'll wrap it up and then I'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll wrap this up and then we'll go with that.
Right. Well, that is it. Paul Gantley.
Yes,
You just
very
made
nice.
my day.
A pleasure.
I always
And
wanted to
great to meet you as well.
And
And everybody
lovely to meet you. And the man behind the music, and your sister Mary, who was a great influence on you as well. And you're
Yeah.
a great influence on her. It's
The
great
one
to
behind
see
the
it.
man behind the music.
Huh?
The
Yeah.
woman behind the man behind the music.
What
Are you
movie?
deaf?
Is that a movie?
It is, yeah.
Hitchcock.
Well,
What?
Not recently.
Yeah.
if it wasn't, it is now.
Yeah. It will be after this.
Yeah.
But listen, keep up with the good work, Paul.
Thanks,
and,
buddy.
as I say, you've a new single out at the moment, Fellow Man.
Yeah.
Is available to download, yeah?
Yep. It's available to download
From all the download
Yeah.
studios or
Yeah.
things. And your album is still on sale.
Yeah, it's
How
still
do
there.
people get that?
It's available to download as well, and Centra, I think, as well, and Tony Allen still has a few of the CDs and stuff. So yeah,
That's not the one that flooded. No, that was in Drogheda.
no, that was Drogheda.
Yeah, I seen the boutique in Drogheda, is it?
It was Harmon's Gardens up there, the centre up there.
Yeah,
Marks
but,
and Spencer.
but I seen one, is it MX?
No, that's Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, is it Marks and Spencer? I was wondering what MX is. It's Marks and Spencer. It's a Uber.
Pure medication,
It just
man,
all
is it?
came, it all came through the ceiling, the water. There must have been some rain up in Drogheda yesterday.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad at Tony Allen.
It wasn't bad in Dundalk. But anyway, until we meet again, my friend,
Yes,
have a good
absolutely.
day. And have a good life. And always remember, if you think it, do it.
Yes,
There's
absolutely.
Paul Gantley, thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Paul.
And thanks very much for all the support, Paddy, with the music as well. Thanks.
Ah, you know me. It's only cause you can pay me now.